So even though we translate most of the compositional calculations into PVT properties in Whitson Plus, you can actually go ahead and use the compositional description as well. So there's always an inherent compositional description behind the scenes in Whitson Plus, and this is, for instance, viewed here, where we first predicted a reservoir fluid composition. Then you can take this reservoir fluid composition and do things with it. One thing you can do is to, for instance, run the saturation pressure calculation, and in this case we know that this well is exhibiting a bubble point of around 3064, and we can go down here under the virtual PVT lab and then click the saturation pressure module, and what that does is just provides us with a tool to calculate the saturation pressure at a given temperature. In this case, we would like that to be 200, just for example purposes. I'll click Save, and then we'll click Run, and we'll get back a saturation pressure calculation and type and associated compositions at the saturation pressure. So we're basically getting the saturation pressure we saw earlier. We also see what type of fluid it is based on the total composition being equal to the liquid composition, which means that we're dealing with the bubble point. But we also get the so-called incipient phase composition predicted here as well, which would be, you can think about that as the composition of that first bubble of gas coming out of solution at the bubble point. So that's a quick trick if you want to calculate your saturation pressure in Whitson Plus with the equation of state model that you have defined in the background in a given field.